Hi everybody, thanks for joining me today. I hope you're having a great day. It's chucking it down here. It hasn't stopped raining. The path to my studio is flooded, so I'm sort of up to my ankles in water to get here, but it hasn't put me off. I've been playing around in Artrage and I produced this. This is an oil painting in Artrage. And the video to go with this is the longest video I've ever made. It's an hour and a half long, but I would encourage you to stay with it because I go through this painting process as you would possibly with a traditional painting, using lots of layers. So therefore I've been using lots of layers in Artrage. And because I've recorded most of this in real time, you will get to see when I make the decision to use a layer, what blending modes I choose for that layer, and what opacity I put on the brushes and the thinners that I use to get the effects that I need. So there's a lot of information here. It's absolutely packed with information, and really excited to share it with you because it's something I've never done before. So let's just get straight into the painting. So this is what I want to paint. This is a still life that I've created. But as you can see, we've got lots of colour going off in here. We've got lots of very subtle shades. And there's a lot of information to take in to try and paint. So just before I discuss how I'm going to tackle this, I just want to show you the actual setup that I did for the still life. So just wait while this loads. So as you can see, anybody could do this. I just sort of got a bit of a cloth, chucked it over the end of the table, arranged one or two items, and you can see there that the light source is my phone, and I used the light on the phone, and then I just chucked tissue over it just to diffuse the light somewhat to come up with that. So if you want to do your own still life, I just thought I'd show you that because I thought that was quite useful. So anyway, what am I going to do? I'm just thinking, I've seen a lot of artists do this. I have done it in the past, but more with graphic work where I've done a black and white drawing and then hand tinted it. But what I thought I would do, I'll desaturate this. So there we have the desaturated version, and I'm going to paint it as a black and white painting. Therefore, I don't have to worry about any colour at this stage. And then when I've done the black and white, I'm going to colour it. So this is all going to be very interesting. I'm really excited to see how it comes out. I'm going to do it in Artrage, and because I want to do it like an oil painting, and I'm going to do it as like with an underpainting, and I know I can use blending modes, and I'm going to use the colour blending mode. So let's just crack on with the painting. I've opened up Artrage. I've got my thumbnail image loaded, so I'm going to choose a grey just to start sketching in my initial ideas. And I'm going to use, should I just use a charcoal brush just so it feels like I'm working with traditional media? Let's do that. Let's just choose I don't know, a medium pastel. Comes down. That neck's longer than you think because it's got this thing wrapped around it. So Okay. Top of the orange about there. Finishing up there, I would say. Means that's wrong. Yeah. I'm trying to be as accurate as I can because I'm just thinking like, you know, this is an exercise, so an exercise in using painting values. So at the same time, I might as well make it an exercise in drawing accurately as well. Got that sort of covering the bottle there, and then we've got this thing that crease like that, and this orange goes in apple, sorry, this apple goes in there. It could be my paper's a different shape as well. That looks about right. Here we go. Right, so I'm just going to crack on and get this sketch done. I will be back in a minute or two. It's about the tones really, which is what it's all about. I just thought I'd get a little bit of shading in here. I could think about these folds, fabric, that's coming down there. Let's start. That's me drawing finished. I am now going to start getting the tones in. So I'm going to swap to an oil paint brush. I'm just going to use a normal round brush for this. I suppose that gives us another set of greys, sort of just sliding along the from the top, from the mid right down, and then back up to the mid left. Gives us like the black, so I can sort of go in. I don't want a complete black, because if I do a complete black, when I put colours over it, it's just going to look black, and I don't want black. So at no point should I really be painting with black. That's my theory anyway. If this works. I think the brush might be a bit big. Straight away I can see a change in tone there. I can't imagine me getting sort of really defined sharp edges. I think this has got to be very soft edges. Does that look right to me? I think so. I think that's darker there. I'm squinting so I can kind of judge the values. Oh, so this bottle's clearly quite dark. I'm not going to worry about the writing. I might put squiggle or two on in a bit, but just for now, it's not really. This is a bit lighter down at the bottom. Feeling. So I'm doing a little bit of detail work now. I didn't really mean to get into it like this quick. I thought I would just keep getting the main tones on. But as it happens, I can't resist it. I'm squinting and the bottle is lighter, definitely lighter than the surrounding background colour. Oops. That should just about do it. That is way lighter. The bottle is way lighter than this highlight there on the backdrop. So I'm going to have to knock the backdrop back somewhat. Tone is not quite right. I love drawing glass. This takes me back when I was studying art at school. I did I may have mentioned this before. I did CSEs at school. I wasn't deemed to be clever enough to do a GCSE or an O level in those days, and we did coursework, and the theme of the coursework was thirst, or one of the choices was thirst. So I did this glass of water in the desert, and predictably it was very flat and boring, and the art teacher, and this was one of the few art lessons that I really valued in the 5 years as I was at that school, said, "It's all right, Steve, but it's looking a bit flat. Why don't you just add some highlights and reflections in what you could imagine?" This was all out my head. What you could imagine in the background. And he taught me how to look at the glass in a totally different way. Instead of this flat object, it became this this mirror, really, into everything that was around it. And I never looked back. That's how I always he showed me how to do that, and I thank him for that. I don't even know his name. I think he might have been a temporary teacher, just a young bloke. Obviously very enthusiastic. But one of the few art lessons that I found really useful. They were very into just letting you do your own thing the school I went to. There wasn't a lot of input. I think this is looking alright. I'm kind of need to zoom out. I will in a second. Getting these vertical lights on this label. I'm really enjoying doing this, I have to say. Obviously takes a lot longer because in effect you are painting two paintings. I don't know how long it's going to take me to put the colour on. I'm sure. I'm tempted to glaze another black and white layer over the top of this one. Let's go the old log. If we're going to do the full painting it in a traditional style, why don't we go the old log and really go for it? There's all these sort of lines inside this bottle. There's a wire. We use it as a light, so it's got all these little fairy lights, or LCD lights stuffed in it. Let's zoom out a bit. Oh no, I need to make this darker, to be honest. Just before we do that. So what we're really painting here is form. the colour's gonna obviously just add the colour, but we're painting the form of a shape. We're giving the illusion of a curved bottle and a fold in a crease. That's all done with light and dark. So it's an interesting exercise to separate the two. I can zoom out a bit. We're getting there. We're getting there. I think I've tilted the canvas somehow. No, is it set to 0? That's a scale, rotation. Oh, I didn't want to put it there. No, it's right. I think that's right. Yeah, it is. It's right. Okay. Try that again. Right, let's do this orange. And so I think I squint. That's these folds are way too light. I'm gonna have to knock them back because the orange is about, I think, the value of what they are now. By adding shadows, we're going to make this flat circle look like a sphere. So under here we've got shadows. We don't have to worry about reflected light or anything like that at the minute. So that's cool. I'm just getting these shadows in. So by 3 lights, or not 3 lights, 3 tones, we can make this look like a sphere. We've got a mid-tone, which is pretty much covering the bulk of the orange. All my brush strokes, as you can see, look, are actually following the contour what the orange would be. We've got the shadows underneath, look, and then we're going to need to put an highlight in. Just push that up there a bit so the highlight can come here like that, look. So you can see, if you think about my reference at the beginning when I showed you how I took this photo, I had the light over on the right hand side as you're looking at it. Creeps around out a little bit. Got a bit of texture. See how we've created this spherical shape. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Let's do the same with the apple. I actually want to change. I'm making the apple a little bit bigger than the sketch. So I'll just go in with the highlights first, just so I can rescale it. Okay. So, because we're not using colours, this could still be an orange, except it's going to have the core thing going on. I may have that a bit low. I've got to kind of blend that. Let's go for a colour in between the two. There we are. Liking it. You know what? It really is quite liberating, not having to think about colour at all. Because you're concentrating on the tones, and values, it's a lot easier. You can see there's a darker tone there and a darker tone just there. Now I'm getting sort of colours on, tones on the oranges and apples. I can see that, squint my eyes, that sort of highlight on the bottle is the same, pretty much the same as the orange. In fact, it's probably a bit brighter. Yeah, that's cool. That sort of needs blending now. Yep. So we've got two more oranges to do. Oh, clementines actually is what they are. Then I'm going to have a little break. Have a look at where I'm at. Create a new layer and continue putting in detail, but with tone, not colour. I'm going to have to speed some of this up because this is going to be, I think, a really long painting. I love the way edges just get lost. a bit lighter. I wonder if I could go darker, you know, darker tones. I'm gonna have to. The light's too light. The light on this orange shouldn't be as light as the apple, but I'm right close to, if I select the colour, right close to white. So I don't want to make this apple any lighter, so I need to make the orange darker, but I'll do that on the next. I'm going to continue with this just so that they're all of the same value, and then I'll go over it and work on the tones. I tell you, if I was doing this in colour, there's no way would I be considering the tonal value like I am doing here. There's this leaf here, so I've got to kind of ground that a bit. Now that clementine puts this one slightly in shade. Yeah. And the lone strawberry. Which has got a shadow under it, which I haven't actually got on here. Let's just do that. Some shadows under there. Texture going off. Put the highlights on in the next layer. Right, that's it. I'm going to save me work. I'm going to make a cup of tea actually, and then I'm going to go over and then start getting detail in the thing. So let's save it. So I look at my painting and then I look at the photo and I can see that the background is the tone's way darker on the photo. So what I'm going to do, instead of going through the old process again, I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to change the blend mode to multiply, and that means that when I paint over it with my dark color, it will make the actual old painting darker, but you won't lose any of the detail. So I'll use this normal brush. I'll make sure there's no depth on it. I'll take the gloss off actually, I'll put the thinners up a bit, give myself a nice big brush so I can do this really quick. And you can see straight away, look, I can knock the tones down quite considerably. Without having to paint all of that detail in again. It's making it so much easier. I'll leave the apple nice and bright like that for now. Actually, I think I'll just go in and blend it a bit. I'll use a smudge brush, I think. And I said that the orange needs to be darker than the apple. So the way I can blend this, I can mix a tone up, or use a tone which is lighter than the one I've already put on, or make a darker one. And then blend that back in. That. That side of the bottle is darker than the left side's darker than the right. So this is working a treat. Very quick way of correcting all of those tones that I'd got in that were a bit dodgy, let's say. I'm just going to up the tone a bit for some shadow under that orange. Kind of hoping it would blend better than that. It's better. Just by putting, so this, if you was doing a traditional painting, you could do this with glazes, exactly the same. So this isn't cheating at all. I'm going to come back in and just blend them down a bit when I've got all the rest of these darks on. And once I've done this, of course, I can then create another layer and paint over it again to get more detail in. There we go. So I haven't lost any of the detail that I've painted previously, but I've adjusted the tones really. Soften that off. Okay. Shrink the brush down a little bit and just lift those leaves out a little bit. That has made a massive, massive difference. I think maybe I've missed a bit here. I have indeed. Just put that in. There we go. These need to be a little bit dark actually. It's too light. Oops. Yeah. So the apple becomes the lightest, maybe even a bit darker still. A little bit of an highlight. That's better. Much better. So all I need to do now is work on the blending of the fabric a bit more. I think I need to create a new layer for that. And this time, I'm not going to have multiply or anything. I'm just going to work. Oops. What's that look like? Oh yeah, that's not too bad. And what I need actually is to whack the thinners right up. So I'm just putting a glaze over it. But what I need to do is just undo all of that. Now I've got my thinners on the brush. And start again. Just building it up nice and slowly. I'm wondering, too light? I don't think so. I think maybe my orange is a bit on the light side now. I want to keep the sharp edge on the underside of this one. This fold. Blend the darker side to that. Yeah. Everything is getting softened. Lovely. Just to give me this nice fabric look. This is turning into a piece very different to what I normally do, because I don't normally take time with details like this and blending. I very rarely do. I do a lot of blending, so it's interesting for me to be doing this, to be honest. But I kind of want to get this fabric looking like fabric, you know. I want to give that illusion. Just shrink the brush down a little bit. Too much there. I can keep swapping between darks and lights on this, I suppose. So I can get this hard edge there if I want, and just soften it away. And it's even lighter. It's even lighter. The very edge. This seems very therapeutic. I don't know what's going on. I'm out of my comfort zone, but I'm enjoying it a lot. Right. Still trying not to get a real black. Not what I want. So there we have it. That is my initial black and white study finished. I now need to get some colour on it. I've got myself a cup of coffee. I am all ready to start the colour. I need to create a new layer. And I've had an experiment with this before I started painting. And now I need to set this blend mode to colour, which is right near the bottom. So if I choose, let's see, let's look at the background first so I can get on some colour fairly quick. If I choose a sort of a blue colour, I suppose I could go in with your colour because all of the tones are going to be put in with the underpainting. So I'm going back to my normal round brush. I'm going to whack the thinners up so I can, I'm hoping I can build it up. Yeah, okay, let's undo that. I think that's blown my theory of pure colour. So I've got the thinners quite high. I need a big brush. And if I put pure colour on there, not really what I want. I don't think. I'm doing it really light. I can see blue in this and I can see green in the photo. So I'm just going to try and put a teal on there as well. So the two merge together. Very interesting. So the pure colours is working quite well actually. I've now got the teal going off. I don't care if it touches the glass because we're going to get this reflected light. Same with the oranges really. So I can get this on really, really fast. I don't think this is going to take too long. I can put lots and lots of colours on this and make it really interesting and know that I've already got all of the tonal values resolved. Just deliberately catching the underside. And then I've got to go over it with that nice soft purple. Or purple blue colour. How fast is this? Just sort of go over this. It's so vibrant. I wonder if I can. I'm going to take the pressure down as well. That's too much. I'll do some of that. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's much better. I've got more control over that. Feel. I don't want to lose that teal completely. I don't want to cover it up. I'm just wondering if I was better putting the blue on first and then the teal over the top. But I'm going to layer. I could create multiple layers, I suppose, like glazes, and put them on. I might do that. Okay, let's go for. Oh, my brush is as big as it will go. I wonder if that's because the pressure. I've took the pressure down. Yeah. Put the pressure back up and then just apply really light. I'm gonna kind of go in with a grey blue. That's better. So you do have to use subtle colours in your application. You can't just go on there with that pure colour. It looks a bit OTT. But it does mean I can add little areas of bright colour like we've got. Just a highlight there. Pure colour. Oh, maybe that's the kind of colour I want, but I need it blending way more. And then I've lost it again. Let's take the brush size down. Just this little bit of light on the catching the fabric. This cloth was green actually, so I don't know where all this blue's come from. I think it's probably from when I adjusted the auto levels, I presume. Oops. Just like that. Losing that blue. Back in. Getting the thinners just right. Yeah. I'm sure I've got no teal left in that now. Never mind. And the blue, I want darker colours in the background. So that does mean that my theory about not using blacks was wrong. Using blacks in the drawing was wrong. I'm glazing over with a really dark blue. Anywhere else do I want some? Maybe just a little bit there. I can knock this back again in a second. That'll do. Get back to the dark blue. Purple going off. So you don't need to just put one colour over the top. You can put multiple colours. I'm wondering if I should change the blend mode to dark. And then I don't know, I'm going to mess about with the blend modes. Multiply. No, that's not working. See, it's just sort of gone right back to dark. I think I probably got the right one. Overlay. Oh, overlay. Now that might be interesting. Then I can knock the thinners up a bit. Is overlay better? Keeping them darks. Is that responding more like a glaze? I think it is. Okay, I'm gonna stick with overlay, I think, and I can always come back. Just putting a colour on there. That's cool. Still got the teal over here. Got to kind of bring this purple round. And get that across this. All of this really. Letting it blend in with the green. This bottle's purple, so I could paint that in. I think I'm going to need another layer over the top, perhaps. To put in some subtle sparks of colour. Oh, that's working. Look how quick I'm doing that bottle. Let's do the green. Let's get the green one in. Obviously we need lots of different colours on this. That blue comes around there like that. Affects that. We've got the purple catching that. We've got this bit of red label. It's working. It's why do I sound surprised that it's actually working? I shouldn't be, should I? I had every confidence it was going to work. And I can just concentrate on colour, whereas before I was concentrating on the values. Now I can just concentrate on colour. I'm going to let that just fade away to green actually, if I can. Right, oranges then. Let's get the oranges in. I think what I want to say here is that the oranges on the photo are a lot brighter than my drawings, and I don't know if it's because I just used the saturation on the black and white photo and I didn't get quite the no, because I thought the values were way wrong because the orange was popping, but look at that, I get the orange on and it pops. It totally pops. My word. That's amazing. Wow. Get a yellow. I want a warmer yellow than that. A warmer, I mean going towards the red end of the spectrum. This works amazing on the really pure colour, vibrant colours. Now I need purple to just go back into that, and I need lots of thinners just to knit down. Okay. Wow. Less thinners again. Oh, why? Oh, I've got the pressure too high. Put some thinners in because I just want to blend the red with the yellow a bit. And then we've got these nice warm, really warm oranges that are pushing towards red. So there's lots of fiddling with thinners when you do this. Cook the orange again. Lots of thinners. Just blend them together. Soften them off. Or thinners. I'll put that yellow in there, and you know what? I don't like it one bit. Let's lose it. Get back to the orange. I can see something in the underpainting that I could change. There's a definite shadow putting across the bottom of that orange, so I could in effect go in and do that. Just wondered if that's looking a bit too much like an apple. It's this bit around here, isn't it? Too red. That's better. Keep the reds right to in the shadows. That's an orange. That's better. I'm happy. I'm happy with that. Clementines then. We've got this sort of halo of vibrant colour just around the edges. And we need a red for the strawberry. Ooh. Might be a tad on the vibrant side, that. A little bit of colour on those dried out leaves. I want a bit of purple on the underside of the strawberry. That's definitely reflected there. And on the orange. Well, that should be purple. When I say orange, I mean clementine. Ooh. Wow. Put the things up a bit. I don't think we're far off, you know. I'm going to create one more layer. I want to put in some highlights. Like we've got this pink on the bottle. So this is just sort of regular painting. Kind of put that in. Make the brush a bit smaller perhaps. Take the thinners down. We've got these little yellow dots. I need to zoom in. Oh, way too big. Yeah. Oh, definitely get some of these wires in. Pull the thinners up a little bit. And then in a few highlights. Feel that we can warm this up some more. Going to that one, select dark green. Just want to. What I want to do here is just sort of put a light glaze over the bottom part of some of these white wires. That's it. I think that's it. I think that there's always something else you can just find a little something just to add to it. There we go. I think that'll do. I'm going to sign this. Let's choose this blue. Brush quite small. Have we got some thinners in there? Yeah. Let's sign it down here. Let's zoom in a bit. There we go. So that's it. That is using a black and white drawing to create all your values and then overpainting with colour. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, a big thumbs up as always is much appreciated, and if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, because I have lots of videos like this and I would love to be sharing them with you. So hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.